All right, guys, what's up? It's Alec back with you. Another stock market investment video here. You'll see the portfolio is still growing time and time again. What we have today, though, is not just an update of the account. We actually have the 5 stocks to watch for the rest of the month and on as well. So these are growth stocks. We're talking about doubling your money in the next few months, maybe 6 months. So guys, you'll see right here, 3,300, almost 3,400 in the last 3 months. We're up about 60%. I'm going to share some of my opinions on some specific stocks. I'm sure why a lot of people are asking this, what stocks to buy is because the market has came back really hard. Everyone is bullish right now. The Dow Jones is already back to 2,800, back to record highs on the S&P 500, which is absolutely ridiculous. Right now, there isn't many deals in the stock market as 2 to 3 months ago when you guys should have been buying stocks. The big tech stocks are at an all-time high, a lot of them. But there is 2 big tech companies that I do want to talk about that are looking attractive. Right now, I'm just kind of going through some of the stocks I own, so you can kind of look at that while I'm talking as well. But these big tech stocks, the 2 I want to talk about, it's not Apple, it's not Amazon, and it's not Tesla, which everybody wants to own right now. The evaluations are a little rich right now. When we're looking at growth stocks, the first thing we want to look at is the revenue of growth. You want to find companies that are projected to grow in 2021 next to double digits. So Tesla is projected to grow about 37% next year, which is actually really. So that leads us to our first stock. We're going to be talking about Facebook here. We have a big tech company as the first one we're talking about. Facebook, I think it's at a fair valuation right now. All the other ones are at crazy all-time highs. And a good way we can actually look at this too is actually if you just scroll down on your Robinhood and look at the PE ratio, profit to earning. So this is how much someone's willing to pay for every dollar of profit that they're earning. So 31 is actually, it's pretty fairly high. It's not high, but the thing is that everyone is at Amazon. We'll look in a second. Actually, let's just look right now. You can actually see Amazon, Apple, everyone is so much money on these PE, 121 on Amazon, the PE ratio. So these are kind of a good indicator to what kind of. All right, so back to Facebook here. So you'll actually see we have some good momentum going with Facebook. You'll see it bottomed out at about 150, and it's gone up quite a bit too. But you'll actually see it hasn't reached a breaking point like these other stocks, like Amazon, for example, and Apple, and these other ones are way up higher. Can easily hit a 20% increase, and a lot of the companies are following suit when it comes to the split and getting a lot of hype around the company. So I'm sure Facebook will follow suit and declare a split once it hits 350, which is very likely to happen. Seeing Facebook hit 350, you'll see I'm up 35% on Facebook, almost $900, and I've actually been cashing out a suit when it comes to the split and getting a lot of hype around the company. So I'm sure Facebook will follow suit and declare a split once it hits 350, which is very likely to happen. Seeing Facebook hit 350, you'll see I'm up 35% on Facebook, almost $900, and I've actually been cashing out a lot on Facebook as it goes on. So I'm up more than $900, probably up $1,100 to be honest. But you'll see I have 3,300, almost 3,400 just in Facebook. It is my biggest position. And a good thing to look at, is kind of what the bears and the bulls say. Facebook ad revenue is growing per user. You'll see the second paragraph here, or second sentence, demonstrating the value of advertisers see in the working with its firm. So, that's always a good sign. So Facebook, it does have to compete with big guys like Snapchat and Google. But Facebook, it does have Instagram, which is huge. People forget about that all the time. Instagram, I mean, it's the number one platform I personally use, probably you guys as well. But feel free to read this. Facebook is currently a one-trick pony and will be affected severely if online advertising no longer grows. or if more advertising dollars shift to other things like Google or Snapchat, which we know right now for every small business owner is out there, they're advertising on Facebook. And now more than ever, because everyone's inside their homes looking at their smartphones. So the Bears are kind of wrong in this one. You know, the second paragraph, I'll give that one to them. Despite the rapid growing users, many of Facebook customers belong to other social networks of Snapchat or TikTok. So they actually have to just find a way to actually, which Instagram is the best at doing. You know, as soon as Snapchat makes stories, Instagram makes stories. As soon as TikTok's gone, they make reels. So they're on it like white on rice. So Facebook is a really good one. You'll actually see the fair valuation set 265. But one thing you really want to look at is they beat their earnings. This is a stock you want to be holding for a year, 2 years, even 5 years down the road. You're going to get some awesome gains from this thing. You know, in the last 5 years, last 5 years, you'll actually see this thing was at $100. It's gained 172%, and I think we'll even see more in the next 5 years. All right, guys, the next one we're talking about is going to be Google, which is an amazing stock. So it's another big tech stock. You know, I told you we weren't going to be talking about Apple, Amazon, and Tesla. Facebook and Google are the ways you want to go when it comes to the big tech, because you'll actually see they haven't fully, you know, they're not at an all-time high like these other guys are. You know, all the other ones we just brought up, they're way up there, way up there. You know, I can see Google going to 2,000, 1,800 in the next few months. We can see it. So it's an easy $500 gain if you have $1,500 to put in. You can see I've been buying Google for a while. Let's look at my past. You know, you'll actually see I've sold it for 1,100, and that was a year ago. And what you can also see as well is actually going to be they consistently always beat their earnings. Google's one of those huge companies. You know, the fair valuation 1,700. This is a safe buy. I think this one will easily get to 1,800 as well in the next few months. And if you plan on holding for a year, 2 years, or 5 years down the road, you're just going to be making even more money. You know, these are ones you're going to want to be holding for a long time. So bulls say as the number of online users and usage increase, so its digital ad spend, of which Google will remain one of the most beneficiaries, which is very true. Android's dominant global market shares of the smartphone leaves Alphabet Google well positioned to continue generation top line growth as search of traffic shifts from desktop to mobile. Very true as well. Everyone has their smartphone in the palm of their hand, like we were just talking about, and they're leaving Google. They're leaving desktops. The significant cash generated from Google's search business allows Google to remain focused on innovation and long-term growth opportunities in the new area presence. And this is a good growth company. I think this one, you know, is going to be growing revenues for 10% consistently for the next year or more, you know, even 20%. So you'll actually see their PE ratio is only 33 as well, which is really good. And let's see what the bears say here. There is little revenue diversification within Google as it remains heavily dependent on Google and the state of the search ad space, which is false. You know, I see what they're saying there, but it is very innovative because Google also owns YouTube, which is huge. So Google is allocating too much capital towards high-risk bets, blah, blah, blah. Google's dominant position is online. Yeah, so this doesn't really matter. You know, what nobody's saying to sell it. 0% of people. You know, you want to hold it or you want to buy it. I think this is one of the phenomenal ones. Let's see what some news is going on. Epic Games says battle against Apple, Google a push for fair competition, which is awesome to hear. Epic Game wins support Fortnite. Everyone's talking about this right now, it looks like. So I think this is a really good one. It just depends on your goals. And if you plan on holding for at least a year, 6 months to a year, this is going to be a good win for you guys. I can see this going up at least 20% in the next 12 months. So, guys, the third stock I want to talk about today is going to be Cheesecake Factory. We all know it. We all love it. We've all been there. We love the cheesecake. So, right now, I wanted to shift away from big tech. You know, those are just good ones if you want to hold them for a while. Good growth stocks. But there has been a market shift, as you guys are probably aware of, where big tech has just been booming up. We're going to see it halt a little bit. And the next thing we're going to see it go up is retail and, food places as well. So what you're going to see right now is this stock can easily go to 40. I can see it going up easily 30%, 40%. So watch this stock bounce back. You can even scroll. I'm already up 25% on it, by the way. I only have $327, but I'm going to keep adding to my position. I have more on my other portfolio too, by the way. But if you scroll down, you'll actually see the dividend yield on this one is 5%, guys. Like, how can you beat that? You really can't, especially the growth that this company has in its future. So you'll see the 52-week low is $14. That's insane. $45 was the all-time high. Market cap $1.2 billion. This is going to be a buy, hold, sell. And Cheesecake is just one of those bigger companies when it comes to the food industry as well. So you know that this is a safe bet. There's no way Cheesecake Factory is going under. They also own a lot of other restaurants as well, like North Italia, there's one right by my house. It does amazing. There's people in and out of that thing, even on a Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't matter. It's always filled at all times, and it's overpriced too. And I think there's a few others ones as well. You guys can feel free to pause the video and read this. A little bit about Cheesecake. So guys, that was just a quick video. Give it a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. If you guys want to actually learn how to go ahead and get $400 a week, $1,000 a month, $3,300 in the past 3 months, go ahead and subscribe. Until next time, guys. And remember, don't time the market, get in the market.